again. It's Scrappy. And I'm back with another process video. And this one is going to be one of those videos where if you ever wondered about people who make process videos or anything like that, and you wonder about our struggles, you're going to watch one page go from one idea to a completely different idea, from the start of this to the end of it. I wanted to use up some of my Little Wonder, I think it was called Little Wonder collection, or Wonder collection. Maybe it's just called Wonder collection. It was a crepe paper collection, and it was probably one of my favorites. But I have a lot of the papers and stuff like that, so I am trying to use those up as much as possible. And I had this idea of doing just kind of a grid style. And I have this very large photo that I printed of my littlest. This was like sometime, not last year, but the year before. And he's got this cute little gray sweater on that says hello. And so I was just like, oh God, I got to take a picture of him with this cute little gray sweater. And I took that those houses paper, and I liked the idea of cutting off the top to make it actually look, I don't know, just a little bit more interesting. So now I'm deciding on the rest of my grid. I'm going to go completely different from this grid idea here very shortly. So you'll kind of see. And then I thought, oh, I'll cut out some of these words. Originally, I wanted to do something like this, but on a different layout. So in the end, I fussy cut a bunch of stuff out, and in the end, I still don't end up using any of it. So good for me. But yeah, I waste a lot of time. Like, I wasted a lot of time. And some of this stemmed from me not really knowing where I was going with this. A lot of times I have a jumping off point. People will often ask things, like, as you can see, this is what I thought I was going to go with. I don't end up going with this at all. I am going to dig through a ton of ephemera. I have the Wonder Collection ephemera. I just have some of it left. But I also have two different Simple Stories ephemera packs mixed in with it. One was the Posh collection, and one was the Reset Girl collection. And some of those colors match really well. So I'm just pulling out everything that I have that I like. It doesn't matter what they're from. So, and then I had these 7 paper big pieces that I think are more supposed to be for like a Project Life type layout. The baby onesie there, and the heart with the constellation and stuff like that. I bought those a while ago from Paper Issues. Anyway, so I have a bunch of cutouts, and I'm humming and hawing and just thinking about making a little clothesline and all this different stuff. And do I want to put the paper behind the photo? And I'm at a complete loss. And I think the reason I'm at a complete loss is I don't always have a perfect vision in my head when I start. But for the most part, when I am trying to come up with an idea, it always stems from one thing. Now, when I have like a theme in mind, like for instance, when I'm doing my Wednesday Trim Your Stash videos, those come to me a little bit easier because I immediately think of the stash that I want to use, and a layout kind of eventually pops in my head from that idea. And see, I'm back to this title, and I still don't end up using that title. But I'm trying really hard to have this look the way I want, but it's so big on the page because the photo's so big, and I did cut down the house paper and everything. And I still haven't even looked at any of the chipboard. So I'm going to have to go look at that. But as I was saying, like, I usually start with one thing. Like with the very first Trim Your Stash video I did, I had all these brads. So I kind of knew where I was going from that, or a sticker sheet. In this particular case, I had a photo to start. That's never usually my strong suit. My strong suit is usually starting with a couple of papers or something, because I have so many papers that if I don't have an idea of what papers I want to use from the get-go, I am going to struggle. So this was me struggling. I finally decided to make this little embellishment cluster, and I love the little heart and the bear. The bear is from Little U collection. That was also from Crepe Paper. It was a little bit newer than the Wonder collection. And it had a girl and a boy side. Like you could buy feminine chipboard and masculine chipboard and stuff like that. Anyway, I have just a few of the papers, but I have both the girl and boy chipboard. The bear is from the boy chipboard. So that's when I start realizing I kind of want to do this layout like this. And I've created this kind of scene almost with the little houses and then the bear and then the constellation in the back. And I like this smile tag. But I'm still going to flip around where everything's going. And eventually I lose that smile tag, and I thought my daughter took it, and I had to continue on without it until I found it. So it doesn't end up sitting where it is, even though I do like it where it is, only because I couldn't find it. So as you can see, she's like doing stuff. God bless her heart. But it is bugging me quite a bit. And I'm trying to figure out how I want to staple these down and all that kind of stuff. And of course, I can't put them both around the photo, and I'm too lazy to chop them in half to keep some because, you know, that's just more hoarding to me if I split them in half. So I'd rather use them up. And then I didn't have my staples, and it was just. And then I felt the picture was too far over to one side, and I was just all over the place. I haven't scrapped in a couple of days at least, or a little bit longer. I had a whole bunch of projects that went up recently, but they were already done. They've been done for a while. And I've been trying to do some other kind of DIY home stuff around my house and different things like that. So I've been kind of out of my scrap room. And this is what happens when I'm out of my scrap room for a really long time. I get so, like, kerfuffled trying to do stuff that I just don't know what I'm doing. Anyway, I decided to use that little one, and that's also from the Wonder collection. The paper, the background paper that I'm using is actually Reset Girl Simple Stories paper. And I thought it went really well. It was dark. It was weird. I wasn't thinking about using a dark paper for this particular layout. I was actually going to go with a white. And then oftentimes when I'm about to go and use white paper for a background, I start thinking, would a pattern paper work just as well? Because I like giving viewers a little bit more variety than just always white paper. Not that I have an issue with it. I like to listen to people's thoughts and opinions when they're discussing what they like and don't like in process videos. And some people really like to see a variety of people using lots of pattern papers and stuff like that, just so that they can get some inspiration. So that tends to be what I go to, not just because I like using pattern paper, which I do, but also because I'm trying to inspire and help out. I realize that I don't want to do a whole lot of like a big embellishment cluster. I want to do a couple of separate embellishment clusters. And at some point I lost my other raindrop, which is really sad to me. But yeah, he's gone. I don't know what happened to him. So now I've just got the two. If I ever find the other one, I'll put him back. I finally found my smile tag. I really thought my daughter had taken it, but she said she didn't, and I believed her, and she hadn't actually taken it. Now, I'm about to channel my inner. Now, just wait. I don't want to mispronounce her name. Lisa Swift, and she was on the Paper Issues design team while I was on it. And she has this awesome way of scrapbooking where she just makes all these. She has like a photo, and then instead of just one or two embellishment clusters, there's clusters on the whole page in just little areas, and it's really neat. And if you haven't checked out her stuff on Paper Issues blog or anything like that, you should go check it out, because it's a really neat way to scrapbook, and it's not something I've really seen before. I apologize for the door slamming. Nobody in this house remembers when I'm filming. So I decided, you know what, this is kind of where this layout seems to be heading, is in a style very similar to that, which is not a typical style for me. It's very, it's a little bit flatter than I'm used to, but I have popped stuff up on foam dots to kind of combat that. But yeah, so you're going to see me put a whole bunch of little things in, and not just have this organic flowing embellishment cluster where it starts from one section and expands out from there. An example of that would be the cluster with the houses. That's kind of, to me, organic. There's one large item, the houses, and things are expanding out from that. So I'm trying to get in some gold in different places because there's some gold in some places. So yeah, like that camera's from the Reset Girl collection. So these collections blended well. I'm gonna do this thing where I just love adding a little bow to my chipboard accents. So I really love the way that this turned out. It's just so different than anything I've done before, and a really cool way to kind of, make all your embellishments seen and not have them crowd each other or anything like that. And I do get to use up a package of buttons or whatever they're called, flare. So that made me really happy. It was some Project Life ones that I gotten a year or two ago, and I used them up. So I was really happy to throw away another package of stuff. And now I'm just putting some wood buttons around just because I wanted to have wood buttons around. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this layer. I'm just deciding where I want those to go, because this might seem like a really easy type layout, but for me it's not. It's not. I have to know when to say when type thing. So I'm gonna finish it off with some Heidi Swap Color Shine, and I'm gonna use the gold, and then I'm gonna come back in with some white dilutions as well. And thankfully you could see the white dilutions on this. Sometimes it absorbs and you don't see it at all, and anyway, it's tricky. I never know when it's gonna work and when it's not. But and I do get some of it on my photo, and that's okay with me. I don't mind that look. I think it looks kind of fun to just, just have it everywhere. So anyway, that is about it. So thank you guys so much for watching. Pictures are coming up, and I'll see you all in the next video. So have an awesome day, and bye, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Hey guys, in case you didn't know, I have started a Patreon channel, so if anybody wants to help support my YouTube channel as well as some of the Scrappy adventures that are coming up, I would really appreciate it. Even $1 a month really helps out. But even if you just like and subscribe and comment, that really helps as well.